Hey everyone, Josh here with Fresh Start Customs, and today we're going to be building the cogwheel pen stand. This is going to be a quick overview of how to build this. I have very detailed instructions as well, but some people had some questions about the pins, and I tried to explain that as best as I could in the instructions, but I think I'm just going to make another video on this too so you can see it in person. So first off, we're going to build the top here. All you're going to have to do is insert these two pieces together like this. And then if you need to, you can go ahead and use a rubber tip hammer to get the top on, or if it goes on by hand, then that works too. So I'm going to use my rubber tip hammer here just to give it a nice little tap. Just like that. And then you're going to be using the inside pieces because this is how it's going to cut off with the acrylic and the wood. So I'm going to be using this inside piece here and this inside piece right here for the next step. So we're going to be putting the acrylic on next, just like this. And then we're going to be putting the bottom base on like this. There we go. And then you can just kind of pull that together or use your rubber tip hammer if you have to, if it's too tight. And once you have it like this, you're all set for the top. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be building the bottom here. So you're going to be starting off with the base. It does have a hole in it from that bottom gear. This hole isn't technically used, but this reduces friction surface of the gears. And speaking of the gears, you will want to use acrylic so it spins easier. You can use wood, but it tends to have a lot of friction, so it's going to catch more often. It is possible that these can catch, so you'll just have to be careful every once in a while. So next what we're going to do is we're going to use your middle divider here. We're going to just lay that middle divider on top here. I'm going to try and move some of this out of the way for now. So once we have the middle divider on top, we can then build this small gear. The small gear, you're going to be using these two pieces, and those are just going to pop together like that. And once we have that built, we're going to use these two little small U-shape pieces here. You're just gonna slip them together sideways like this, and you might have to work. There you go. Once you have those sideways, you can just drop that piece right down in here, just like that. So once you have that piece in there like this, you can go ahead and drop your smaller wheel on top here that you just assembled. Just like that. So now that we got the small wheel in, all we got to do is put our big wheel in place, and it's just going to drop in place here, and you're just going to have this free float for right now. Lastly, what we're going to have to do is put this little acrylic piece on top just like this, and that's going to line up right there with this little piece that holds the small wheel in place. So at this point we have the base completely laid out in its layers, and then this is where the pins get a little bit tricky. Some people will have the pins and then they'll try and push it in by hand, and it'll be kind of hard. So you can use a rubber tip hammer at this point. But what you want to do, I'll show you guys a side view, but what you want to do is you want to put the pin through the holes and make sure all the holes line up, and you'll lift up from the edge a little bit, and then you'll push the pins over just like this. And I'll show you guys a closer view in just a second, but I wanted to show you how you can get started. So you can get started by putting it just like this here. So you put the first one in, slide it over, and then put the pin in place. And then you can do the same process for all the other sides, and then you can rubber tip hammer all of these down. So let me show you a quick side view of this with the rubber tip hammer really quick. And then as you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all these pins in by hand first as much as I can. Just work my way around. So just like that, we're going to do the other ones here. And then once you have them all in place like this, you can use your rubber tip hammer, just like I showed you a second ago, and pound them all down. And there you have it. You now built the base, and now all you got to do is put the top onto the base. You can do this by hand, but if you're having troubles, you can use a rubber tip hammer. Just don't hit it too tight, because this is a free-floating design, so it has that hole in the bottom there. So you're just going to want to line that up by hand if possible, and then rubber tip hammer it if need be. This one went in pretty smooth by hand. And that's it. That is the entire pen stand. Now you can go ahead and spin your pen stand around. That's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the build, you enjoyed the project. If you want to purchase it, I do have the link to my Etsy shop below. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the day, and we'll catch you guys next time.